Hello everyone, welcome back to Gentoo Rescue. We were in the middle of Lemniscate, still hard to say, in the last episode, and solved several of these thingy-dingies around here. And in between episodes, I did look briefly at this puzzle and was thinking about what it would mean to solve it, because we look close, right? We discovered we can get the walruses out by telefragging one of them and sending the other in a teleport loop. And there's the spot yellow needs to get to, right? So couldn't I just solve it now? And I think the answer is no. Because in order to get the walruses into the teleport area, I need yellow. And if yellow is in this area to help the walruses get into one of these teleport loops, then there's no one to help yellow get to here. So I think we need to solve these 4 puzzles before we can go. And maybe one more, I don't know, to get the walruses into these 2 teleporters with yellow stopped here. So, moving on. Interruption. Huh. So if you teleport into a teleporter, what happens? You get interrupted, evidently. If it enters the teleport tile by teleporting, it won't teleport. I see. So here, it's teleporting into a teleporter, but continuing on. So this is both an entry and an exit. So it's exiting this teleporter and appearing on this one, but not entering it and continuing. And then in this spot, it moves onto... No, I don't quite understand this. What's the difference between these two? Here, we're teleporting onto a teleporter and continuing. Here, we're teleporting onto a teleporter and stopping. But I guess it's basically just that we're continuing, but the next tile is empty. It is occupied, so we stop? I see. There's a broken wall here. So if I send blue down, and then I kill him, let's say, I send green down, he won't stop. Correct. Okay. So we need... Well... It must be blue who goes into this teleporter first, right? No. Yes? Because I guess, I mean, there's no real evidence of that. I think so, because if it were green and green stayed here, they'd be launched when blue appeared, so they'd die. If it were green and green moved, then blue and green would be switched up and there'd be no way to fix it. So it has to be blue who goes in first. But... But this broken wall only works for one of them. Only works once. So one of them... I mean... They both have to enter this teleporter from the top, I think, right? Because if blue enters it from any other direction... Well, yeah, of course. Well, okay. If any penguin enters this teleporter from any direction other than the top, they're going to come out here going in some direction other than down, which sends them straight into the water. So they both have to enter the teleporter from the top. But how do I get to this square? There's one way, which is to go through this teleporter once, smash the wall, then go up and back down. Great. But that only works once, because the next person to go through gets launched. Or, well, they just slip into the water, rather. So the other way to enter it from the top is to somehow get here? Which is crazy. That's impossible. To get there other than by teleporting into this. Oh, no, it's not. If I could somehow put a penguin here, then we could have another penguin enter this teleporter going left, and they'd come out of this and bump into that penguin and fail to move. Then they could go up. But I don't see how I would do that either. Obviously, they're giving me freedom to move around in this area a bit, so I can, like, swap the order of these two penguins. Or even, I mean, do something like this? What would be the advantage of doing this? It's this! Ahaha! I found a way to get someone on this tile. Very cool. Okay. And... now blue can go up and then down, but how do I get green? Ah, of course, yes. Green can just get back to the origin here. Cute. Very cool. Flow. Gray is standing on a teleporter. And I have a hammer. That's for moving Gray. Seems as though I kind of need to move him a lot. Okay, I wasn't sure what would happen there. So we hammer him out and we use the teleporter, but we stop there. We don't continue because our hammer, the gray penguin, stopped our momentum already while we were on the teleport tile. So what does the end state of the puzzle look like? Gray has to be standing here, and green, our only hammer bro, has to hammer him up. Red, at that point, or at some earlier point, but probably that point, can use the penguin here to go boop boop, get to his exit. And then green can go do to here as long as we haven't used this tile yet. How on earth do we avoid using that tile, though? Because don't we have to get to, like, the left side? Oh, wait. This launches, right? This is not helpful. I just kill red. Okay. I can't launch any of these penguins. They've all got to get to their families. I haven't done this before. I'm counting how many penguins are in these little circles. It's 13, isn't it? What a strange number. 3, 6, 9, 13. They're all the same, I assume? Yeah. I wonder why. Is there some meaning in that I'll discover much later on? They could have chosen different sized penguins to have it be something nice and divisible like 12. I wonder if 13 actually might matter someday. Probably not. Okay, so... I think I understand like what an end position is. I have no idea how to get there. Like, how can we even use this teleporter productively? What happens here? Okay, this still launches him. So, like, I can do... Okay, this will kill him. But... I don't know. Whoa! Okay, that's an interesting play to be able to make, right? Wow, I gotta see that again. So we hit him forward, but then we appear in front of him, so he stops. This seems like it could be important. Because... I mean... I've talked about getting penguins to this square. But how on earth can I do that? I've done it, like... You know, it's sort of easy to get green Hammer Bro there, right? But can anyone else get there? I don't think so. I suppose red could get there if gray were already at the exit. By just walking into him. But that doesn't seem likely to be useful. How do I get gray stopped here? Is maybe the question I should be asking. Because that's definitely a necessary step at presumably near the end of the puzzle. And yet I don't see how the tools I have would let me do that. Because, look, how do we move penguins? I know of 3 ways that apply in the current puzzle. 1, I can select the penguin and move it. Then it slides until it stops. This does not apply to gray because I cannot select gray. So that is not how gray gets here. But even if it were, even if I can't even use that technique to get red here, unless gray is already here because they have to run into another penguin. Another way penguins can move is to be hit with a hammer. That applies to gray. But then they continue sliding until they stop. And... well... I suppose if we could hit gray into the teleporter in a westward direction. Like, have him on this tile where red is. And have red standing here. Somehow. I mean, I'm not sure how, but suppose we could do it. Like if red were here. Actually, I could just do it now, couldn't I? If I could do this with red standing right here. Or here. No. Oh, wait. Yeah. Like that. So that's, I think, I can hit him to the east and then to the west, and he arrives here and stops. So if I did this without killing red and without stepping on this tile, I'd be home. But I don't know how to do it without killing red or without stepping on that tile. Because we need to get to this side of him. Which I can only do by coming up here. Well, okay, doing without killing red is easy, actually. What am I saying? So maybe red, then, can help green navigate to an escape, or vice versa? Right? Because now I can do this. Oh yeah, this works! Look! Oh, this is so cool! Pew! And then, like, red stops green, and then green stops red in the same move. Oh, that's so neat. And 4. I believe if I solved this puzzle, I could leave this world. Actually, wait a minute. Could I do it now? Let's just hit reset here. I don't think it's possible to get all 3 animals on the right side, right? Because, well, using teleporters it might be. Maybe. You can't move west through these teleporters because that's a loop. We saw that in the last episode. But I could move, like, south through one, maybe. This one, going south, would take me here. So I guess, like, north through this one would get me over there. But in order to enter one of these teleport lanes, you need one other animal to help you. You can't get there by yourself. And also, in order to cross from left to right, you need someone to help you. So, I mean, you could do something like this, right? And now blue is over there. Now green is ready to leave, but doesn't have to leave yet. But they still can't really help yellow get into the teleporter loop. Right? So I don't think you could have them all on the right side. Which probably is fine. Wait, what am I doing? Yeah, good question. When I had all three of them on the left side, I was able to set these two walruses up in a to launch each other, right? By not well. Yeah, like that. I mean, right? That works. So the question is, how do I do that with yellow here instead of here? And so, for example, I can get yellow across. But how do I now get these two into the teleport positions we had before? Yeah, I think I do need to solve this one. I mean, even if I do, I'm still not sure how to solve the overall puzzle, but let's do this first. So each of these kind of teleports you down a row, wrapping around. This seems like an obvious start. I'm not sure what to do after it. I mean, kind of seems like there's nothing you can do. You can send blue this way, but... Oh, right. I was thinking once he got here, he would fall all the way to the left and escape into the water. But of course there's another teleporter in the way. So I can stop blue by just... on any of these rows, by just putting green there. If I want blue on this row, there he is. Then I can go up here and stop green on that spot if I want. And then we can enter an infinite loop with blue. Once he's done, green will go win. Will escape. This is a loop. You have to... There you go. So, now that I've got access to these corners here, I can send green here if I want. Oh, that is helpful, isn't it? Because now blue and green are both in a position to get somewhere on the teleporter loop. So I can just send one of them left, and I'll win. Okay. But I'm not ready to do that yet. There's a few more puzzles left. No, specifically these two. So... But what am I doing? Yellow can just do this puzzle. Okay. Leap. meant to do here. If you go into red, pointing right, then you go to purple, then you go to red, you go to purple, you go to red. So that's a loop. If you go in facing left, it's not a loop. Or north, yeah. So I feel as though one of these walruses will have to do that, and have to telefrag the other one. I mean, maybe they could just both enter the loop, but I doubt it. And, like, there's this, and you get to leave, but... Oh, I also found out in between episodes that if you hold Alt, you go to slow motion. If you want to see something more clearly. Hasn't seemed necessary to me yet, but okay. Well, no, that's not interesting. Like, what is that tile for? A seal, excuse me, a walrus unassisted can really only get to these 3 spots. Here, here, and here. Then if they go up, they wind up here again. With another's assistance, you can get to many more spots. Based mainly on the fact that the other walrus can go to those 3 spots we were talking about. So you can get to here, which would let you escape. Where else can you get to? You can get to here, which lets you get here. But I'm not sure how that's useful. I'm sure it is. It's very provocatively, like, sticking out as if it's important. And I guess the fact that you can get someone here means you can also do this, and therefore get here, and enter this facing up? But that's not interesting. Well, now they're both in this column. Maybe it is interesting. Because then I can do that? Okay. That just kills you, and then you're in a position to enter from the right. Okay. Great. So this puzzle and this puzzle remain. I can get to this one very easily. This one is... It's another 3-letter capitalized thing. We had that earlier. I don't remember what it was called. But most of the levels have names that are in, like, lowercase, like, or title case, that are somehow evocative of the level itself. A technique or thing, you know, or occurrence that helps you solve the level, or occurs as you solve the level, or the shape of the level in the case of Lemniscate, right? These ones with the 3-letter codes are very suspicious. I imagine I'm going to someday need to collect those codes or understand them in some way. Alright, so what's happening here? In order for blue to win... Well, okay, let's talk first about this little area. which penguins can we send here and have a successful solution? My answer is only the blue penguin. If any other penguin ends up over here, they're not getting home. So only blue can go here, which means they have to either stop on this tile or be moving west. They can't be moving west because to enter the teleporter from the east, they'd have to be standing here, which is impossible. So they must stop here, which means we need blue to hammer a penguin from this tile. Start blue here with another penguin here on the teleporter and hammer to the right. That's how blue can win. Now, saying that sounds insane because how is the penguin who's here going to win if you do that to him? Right? Right. That is impossible. We don't have to hit them to the right. It doesn't matter which direction we're hitting them. If we hammer a penguin who is standing here, blue will appear on this side motionless. In particular, that means we can hammer yellow up. Now, can we make any moves involving this square before that hammer? I argue no. Because we can never re-enter this teleporter with anyone but blue, because that would send the person over here. They would no longer be stopped. There's no way to stop on this teleporter with the tools I have without teleporting off of it. So that means yellow can never make any moves this puzzle. We have to get blue here and hammer them up. How do we get blue here? Well, if they're going to get here while holding a hammer, they're going to have red standing here to be hammered, right? I think that's true. But if red is standing here and getting hammered at the time that blue moves up, how is red ever getting home? Okay, the answer to that question is that blue can't hammer them facing east. They have to do it from the east facing west. Slam red into this barrier here, then have red bump into blue, ending here, and only then have blue hammer yellow up. Okay. So, I think this means we need... No. This? I don't quite understand how red gets to this space. Like, the two of them can go around in the circle here. Oops. Oh. No, this just works. Okay. Oops, but I got excited. I was supposed to do this step first. I said it earlier when I was making the plan, but I was too excited to execute it. Okay, so I believe this and this are the only two levels left in this area I haven't done. Wait. Oh, I'm allowed to go here because I've stopped on this tile before? Okay, I didn't remember doing that, but okay, fine. Warp. So this symbol. Oh! That's why this symbol appears on the lock, is that I've stopped on this tile before but not entered the puzzle. I've proven I know how to get here, and therefore I am eligible to warp to the puzzle if I want to. Got it. Yeah, see, this one is titled Ricochet. It's not titled EY0 or EYO or whatever that is. Anyone think the left one looks like a high-heeled shoe? Or a platform boot or something? Right? You got the little stiletto bit, the not exactly toe bit, but like the ball of your foot and your toes over here, and it goes up to the rest of the leg. I don't know why I'm looking at the shapes of these. What do I do? I have to get my brain into puzzle solving mode again. So this teleports here, which teleports here? Why? Why is it important that this teleports here? I guess so that... no. Well... no, all three of these guys need to get to a home. Also, I don't have a hammer. I have a spring. I don't know yet that much about how springs and teleporters interact. I think I know like how it should work, but I haven't seen it happen. Right, if you're doing your initial slide through a teleporter while holding a spring, you'll preserve your momentum on the other side. But if you bounce into a teleporter, you'll stop there. So, what on earth would it look like to solve? How would green get here? I can imagine how green could get here onto this teleporter. Oh, okay, I guess I get it. So, I mean, I don't have a solution to the puzzle or anything, but a piece of it. Green needs to get to this space at the end of their movement, which they could do if they had a spring and were standing here and there was another penguin here. They could push off of this penguin and move up. And then the teleporter would take them here and they would win. Okay, so green has to hold the spring. And we have to get someone standing here. It's very easy to get someone standing here. Blue could do it right now, but I assume there are other constraints that are going to make that more difficult. I mean, it's almost easy, right? Red just goes here, blue goes here, and then I've done everything except for getting green to this space with the spring. The issue, of course, is going to be, well, yeah, you do have to do that other part, though. So, green is going to have to move down before red moves, I think. Because if red moves right, he gets the spring. If red moves down, he can no longer help green, and green clearly does need help. So green has to go down. And from here, the only place green can meaningfully go is over to the right. Now he can get the spring if he wants. But how does he get over to this teleporter now? I think I need red to help him in this way that we've done before. Yeah. No problem. So, I still haven't solved this level yet, I believe, right? So that's... If I exit current puzzle... Oh, have I? I have. Okay, I sort of forgot about that. Great. Success. Okay. And I did all the sub-levels? Except for this one down here, which I don't know how to do. Yes. This one says EYO. Is the placement of these levels meaningful in some way? Like Leap 4 EYO, is that supposed to mean something? I don't know. I still know there's some sort of meta layers that I don't understand yet. But since I don't understand them, I don't know what to do about it. Okay, so now we're out here. What does he have on his head? He's carrying a bomb? I think that's a bomb. If I do that, he throws it. Okay, new entry. Okay, we don't know what the... Ah, interesting. So the stop... Okay. Interesting. All right. So we've learned what this cane is. Okay, let's do walk. Well, okay, let's see what happens if I throw a bomb at these guys. Nothing. Okay, there's a bunch of sub-levels in here. This is going to teach me about canes, I assume. Is there anything else I could do now in this area? Yeah? I could go pick up that rocket. Right? Okay, tell me about rockets. Launches on impact. I see. So it's just an immediate launch, which always goes to water. So for penguins, it's death, which might be fine if they don't have to win the level. But for walruses, it's a win. And maybe someday, I feel like there's got to be someday a way for launch or something like it to drop me into like spaces like this one, to not always go to water. But I haven't seen it yet. There's also Green who can do this puzzle here, Flare. Ooh, okay, this is teaching about bombs. So I get to choose. Do I want to learn about bombs or what's it called? Is it called stop? Yeah, I guess so. Well, canes, I guess. Huh. Well, let's learn about stopping, I guess. Actually, you know what? Let's stop the video, and then maybe next time I can do all of the walk puzzles, or at least a large number of them. It'll be a more cohesive division of the playthrough than I usually manage. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.